Hello everybody, happy Vlogmas Eve, can we call it that? Happy Christmas Eve to you. Today we are heading out for breakfast at a place in our town called the Grove Park Inn. They have this big breakfast buffet and it is pretty magical, honestly. And like the Grove Park Inn at Christmas time is really sweet. They have like a hot cocoa bar, they have giant Christmas trees, big fireplaces. So it's just a fun thing to do for Christmas. Today is also my biggest work day of the week and one of the 2 days that I have to work like a full day of work. So that's also on the mind. We're going kind of early, around, it's like 6:50 right now. And we're gonna try and get to breakfast before 7:30 so that we can do it all. I'm gonna try and be in the office by 10 still and pack a lunch and just kind of work from there. So I have a couple of errands to run today. Overall, I think it's gonna be a pretty work-oriented day, but we're gonna start off with something kind of festive and fun. So not a bad way to start a Thursday. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another day, and let's get into it.
Christmas lights fill the city. There are people everywhere. The snow is falling white and pretty as I stroll on my way to you. How will you feel about packing up today? Leave this all behind. Go get snowed in somewhere. You and me. I would rather be somewhere with you, without TV or phone. Is it wrong for me to want you for my own? This Christmas, let the others miss us. Let's go get snowed in. Let's go get snowed in. How wrong could that be? Being snowed in somewhere, you and me.
You gotta whip them. Yeah, yeah.
Are back. That was by far my favorite thing we've done all season. I love it so much. It's so cozy and like calm, but still really festive. It feels like you've like entered into a winter wonderland. I love it. I've also officially become that parent who's just like, all I want is a family photo. I just want a family photo. So I think we got a good one. And now it's time for our Advent calendar. 1 day left after this one. That's crazy. Day 2, it says milk and cookies on the front. Oh, we got one of these last year. You can tell the ones that I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like this one. It's a lip balm. It's Clano Lips. It's watermelon flavored, but for me, this was just like a little bit too thick. I had the mint one last year, which I wanted to love very much, but it's just a little too thick for me. So I'll see if our kiddo wants it because watermelon sounds up his alley. But I hope day 1's a good one. I feel like I went backwards. I do think we talked about this on day 1. Opie said Opie said you're supposed to go 25 to 1, and I think you're supposed to go 1 to 25. Every other person doing Vlogmas that I follow is going 1 to 25. And I think that it's getting worse. Like the products are getting less fancy as you go instead of getting more fancy. So next year, remind me in the comments, okay? I'm gonna quickly get a thumbnail created and put up for tomorrow's vlog, or the one that's going live today at noon. And then we are going to the office to do all of the work in the world. Hooray! Okay, so we are at the office, pulled in. I want to give you the quick rundown of what to expect, or like what I'm working on today before we go in, just so I can talk to you at a regular volume. I need to outline all the little bits and bobs. Introduction's outlined, but I need to outline the conclusion, decide if I want a glossary, acknowledgements, all that kind of stuff. And then once that's done, I need to record some ads for the podcast for next week. And now that Jenny's not with me, I need to edit those and upload those as well. Decide what I'm doing in terms of content next week. So I have decided to take the week between Christmas and New Year's as like a dopamine detox, like no social media, no YouTube, none of that. Just off of the internet, maybe even just turning off my phone for the week and reading. So that's kind of the plan. And so with that being said, I have to decide if I want to do content next week online. There's going to be podcasts, but do I want to schedule some Instagram posts to go live, or do I just want to let it be a week off? Those are the main things on my mind. Those are not the only things I have to do, unfortunately. But that's just kind of like, those are the ones that have to get done today, bare minimum. And but we're going to work as much as we can, because tomorrow, who knows what the day's gonna be. For Oves gets off, I think, at like 3 p.m. or something. Likelihood of me having like a productive work day tomorrow is basically non-existent. Today's the day. We're gonna do the most we can with the day that we have and roll with that. And yeah, so let's go get started. I'm just realizing that I forgot to bring lunch as I'm getting ready to record this. I'm also kind of feeling a bit like I am putting a little bit too much pressure on myself with this book, because to like write during this time, because the truth is being a parent takes a significant amount of energy. Like, it just does. And not that you can't write a book if you're parenting. It's just easier when the kid's in school. You know what I mean? And so I have, our kiddo goes to his mom's on Sunday. I have that entire week, and I'm doing the dopamine detox. And so I am going to be so bored. I'm going to have so much creative energy because I'm going to be just sitting in my own thoughts for a week. So it actually might be much easier for me to write like the introduction, the conclusion, all of that next week when I'm not doing anything else. So I feel like I need to just like chill out, you know what I mean? And let that really, really think about, like, is this the right use of this time? Is this the time that I need to do it? Or should, you know what I mean? Just kind of refigure it out. Like, maybe instead of, I've been thinking I'm going to take next week off, but maybe this week I should have taken off instead of next week, so that I could be more present with my family, less stressed about the book, kind of feels like one of the things I talk about in Brave Collective is kind of like listening to your circumstances. Like, there are some things like you kind of just have to accept your circumstances to some degree. You either accept them or you change them. And I've been trying to kind of work against mine this week, and I think we can all see it. You know what I mean? What is it that they say? Like, I've been doing it and it shows. Like, I've been working against myself and it shows. Like, the level of stress that I'm feeling versus how I normally am is it's just much higher. Maybe I'm putting myself under too much pressure and not accepting my circumstances. So I'm gonna record these ads because I do have to do that today, and then I'm gonna think about like, what would it look like for me to not work tomorrow and to go home at lunchtime and to just take the rest of the afternoon off. Obi and I both need alone time, some self-care time. Gosh, my hair's driving me nuts, I'm sorry. Obi and I both need some self-care time, and maybe I can carve that out through pushing some things to next week that I was putting the pressure on myself to do today. I feel like that's been like the theme of like the last couple of days, is like accepting my limitations. All right, let's record some ads. I'm gonna plug this microphone in. We're gonna get started. I'll see you after. Hi, sorry about the bad light. Let me see. Is that better? It is cold. So I am feeling good about where I'm at in terms of work. I charted out next week, which made me feel really calm and excited. And it made me feel free to take the rest of today and tomorrow off. Because I kind of realized like, oh, I'm gonna be just not doing anything. I'm gonna be bored. So all I'm gonna want to do is write, because that's what happens anyway. So I might as well do that then, and that'll feel really good. And then before I go to Charleston, I'll have turned in everything. Like if everything goes according to plan, I'll have turned in everything about 2 weeks before it's due. So I love that, because then if anything goes awry, or if anything unexpected happens, we are all good to go. We have like a grace, room for breathing room. So now, gosh, it's so cold. My nose is turning red. So now I am heading toward home. I have some errands to run. It's like 12:30. I'm hungry. But we're going to try and get an oil change again. I'm trying it at the lunch hour again, so this might be foolish. But we're going to try and get an oil change again, and then we're going to go to the grocery store. Obes and the kiddo made it around to the grocery store. I feel like we've been to the grocery store every day of Vlogmas. That's kind of how it feels. But we really wanted to get a rotisserie chicken, because we don't really want to cook a whole ham or a whole turkey for just the 3 of us. So we thought it would be fun to get a rotisserie chicken. But they had them at Fresh Market yesterday, but it felt too soon, and then they're cleaned out today. So I'm gonna try Ingles and see if they have one. Fingers crossed. Otherwise we'll come up with another plan. We'll have like a vegetarian Christmas dinner, which no one's mad about that. So yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna try those 2 things, and I'm gonna try and get a new Brita, because our Brita broke. So yeah, let's go do that. And we're in the same situation that we were in yesterday. So I need to look on Google and see when their like slowest hours are. Also, I'm going on a road trip next week, and want to get my car like checked out and updated and all those things done before I go. So that's part of it as well. I think I just need to like give up trying to do things right now and just accept the fact that like this is the situation we're in. Like, things are slow, and doing may not be on the agenda this week. I wish I had embraced that on Monday and just kind of been like, take this week off instead of next week off, but you didn't know. Your girl didn't know. I didn't know. So anyway, let's try the grocery store. Maybe they have some chickens. That was a successful trip. I am heading home. I'm hungry. I'm ready for some lunch. And I bought us a new water filter that like hooks on to the faucet. Now, I did try to buy one of these before and it didn't work with our faucet, but I read the instructions and it seems like it's gonna work. It has like a adapter. I'm hopeful. If not, I'll just exchange it. We'll get a real one. We'll get a different one, but it would just be so much easier. So that's what we're gonna try to do. Handyman work for the day. But right now I need to go home and eat lunch. All right. You ready for a potential adventure or a potential misadventure with me? We're gonna try and hook this guy up. I'm feeling optimistic, although I will say we do not have an internal or an external divot. It's just like plain. Here, let me show you. They're not there either. So are we gonna see how gross my inside of my thing is? Yeah, it just doesn't seem like there's anything. It doesn't seem like there's anything like screwy-on-y like about it. So I'm keeping my hope alive though, because that's who I am. Okay, so here's where we're at. We have to take off what's called an internal aerator, which is basically this little screen thing. You can't see it really well, but that's a screen right there. I have to take this guy off. And there's a tool for that I can order probably online, but I'm gonna try and do it. I'm just gonna try and like do it myself. They said you can maybe use a quarter, and if a quarter doesn't work, the video I watched, the guy did it with his like fingernail. So I'll try that. I'll try like a fork. I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm feeling optimistic. I don't know if I've said that yet, but I'm keeping hope alive. So it looks like if I had this one tool that is $7 on the internet, it would look so easy, but I can't get that until Tuesday. And I'm feeling things about that. It makes me want to try something else, but I just like don't know what else to try. I tried the quarter, I tried my fingernail, I tried a fork. The tool kind of goes up in there and like hooks in with those things and you can kind of lock it. I just feel like we probably have something, right? Like something that will do that in this house. So I gave up, but then I did some Googling. And I read that you could try needle nose pliers and that you could try like a flathead screwdriver and like hammering it. So we're gonna do whichever one of those I can find first. I'm waiting on my husband to get back to me about where the pliers are. So in the meantime, let's pull our card for today. I cannot believe that we only have one more day of doing this after today. feels like I'm like ending a friendship. You know what I mean? Not that we're ending a friendship, but we're kind of just beginning a friendship. But it does kind of feel like I'm having to say goodbye. Deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. And that feels right. I already know that feels right. Okay, it says, the most selfless thing you can do is to fill up your own inner well. When we are running around half filled, we subconsciously look to things and people around us to give us the nourishment and nurturing that we so deeply crave. Nothing can grow on barren lands. You are no good to anyone if you're running on empty. The feminine is bountiful, fertile, and rich. Tend to your own well and watch as the amount you have to give multiplies. If your inner well isn't full, you will find yourself craving things from the outside world to fill it. This is our body's instinctive way of reaching for the grounding and nurturing that we are not allowing ourselves. What nourishes you? What refuels your body? What is nectar for your soul? What brings you back to life? What is your secret medicine? What makes you feel abundant and fertile? Fertile. Overspilling with life. It may be gardening, arranging flowers, getting in a massage, using luxurious essential oils, snuggling up on the couch, hiking, sipping a good coffee at your favorite cafe. That's me. Attending a women's circle, reading about sacred sites, spontaneous bike rides, walking along the beach, or yin yoga. Also me. What nourishes you is your medicine. When you give yourself the medicine that you need to be nourished, you nourish all those around you, for there is more than enough to go around. Do something that deeply replenishes you today. So this feels super appropriate for me. Well, first of all, let me know how it resonates for you in the comments below. For me, there's kind of two levels that resonate. The first one is just kind of that decision to like stop trying to force work through right now and to just rest for the next few days, and to not work against my creative flow, but instead to align with it. So that feels really good. But the other thing that came up when I was reading the description was the idea that like looking for other people to be that nourishment instead of nourishing yourself, which is something that our therapist said to us yesterday, which is like, it seems like you both are on a healing journey, and your healing journey is one where you kind of have to do it for yourself and by yourself. And you're so used to relying on each other for nourishment and support and all of these really beautiful things. But right now, that's like not the right path. Like we kind of need to be finding our, like kind of understanding where he ends and I begin, and where I end and he begins, and creating, doing our healing on our own and encouraging each other, but like not looking to each other for that. So yeah, that's kind of what came up for me in that. And I think it feels really affirming and encouraging. And like the moment I pulled it and I looked at it, I was like, that's the one. So I'm going to think about something that I can do today that would be nourishing. The way Obi and I kind of approached the day in terms of getting our needs met, both of us need alone time. He needs to go for a run. Is that we had about 4 hours by the time I came home from work to dinner. So he took the first 2 hours, so he's out doing that now. I'm going to take the second 2 hours from like 4 to 6, and do whatever feels nice to me. I'm probably going to go either to a coffee shop or maybe to a bar and just have a drink and read and journal, whatever feels nice. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I really want him to get back to me about those pliers though, because I want to fix this thing. I think if I had needle nose pliers, I could do it. I really think that that's the key. Otherwise, I can buy a remover. And I think honestly Ace Hardware up the street has them, so I could just make a quick little run up there, worst case. Hi, fancy seeing you here. It is time for me to have my alone time. Very excited about it. I'm going, I think, to Ace Hardware. I'm a cool mom. I'm going to Ace Hardware to try and find one of those keys to remove the aerator. Then I'm gonna go to, I think hopefully this little neighborhood bar that Obi and I like to go to. I'm doing this thing with myself where I'm like working through the menu to try all of their cocktails. They have a really good cocktail list, but I kind of always drink the same thing. Like I'm always just get like whiskey or a beer and like never get anything else. And so that's kind of boring. So I am working my way through their cocktail list. I'm on drink 3 because I don't really go there very much, but it's a fun idea. So anyway, Ace Hardware, then the bar to read. This is gonna be great. Tell me if you were like me and you get your time alone, and then when you get your time alone you're like, wait, what am I doing? Like I just bought the stuff to fix the sink and I was like, can I just go home and fix the sink? Do I really need to go out for like me time? My therapist always gets onto me for that because I'll like call running errands alone time. And she's like, no, that's not your me time. I mean, I enjoy doing those things, so that's why. But I'm forcing myself, albeit a little bit like, it doesn't come naturally. It's not coming naturally right now. But I'm forcing myself to go to this bar, to get myself a drink, to have a little read, because I'm not going to be alone for like 2.5 days. So we're filling the cup before it gets emptied. I realized when I was leaving to come home that I had not even thought about dinner for tonight. I was so focused on Christmas Day and like Christmas brunch and breakfast that I like did not at all think about today and tomorrow food. So our fridge is like filled to the brim, like it is, and I have feelings about it. So I think we're gonna do takeout tonight. Probably let the kid pick, because I'm never going to a grocery store again. Or, I'm not going to a grocery store today. Maybe not even till the new year. I can't do it. Too many grocery stores in a row. Okay, let's go inside, see those boys fix my sink. Say it again?
You have books that you said too. Situation.
Okay, what's that?
You need books right there to hold that up so it won't keep falling onto the table like all those cars.
Okay, so we need books.
I mean, one of them is broken.
Like here? In that spot?
Yeah, but we also need books at that spot. But we can try. Okay. Well, I meant like right there. Or something to hold this ramp up. But
that might be hard. Ooh, okay. What's going up here? What's getting this?
Yeah,
one?
we're gonna need to put
It's hot.
What Christmas movies do you really want to see before Christmas?
All right, friends, that is the end of Christmas Eve, the end of the vlog. A little sink update. Obi and I, between the two of us, we got the old aerator out. It was like kind of fused to the old faucet. So it was a real journey. And then once we did that, we realized that even the adapters that we had don't fit. So it was a real fun project of me to put on both of us 2 days before Christmas. So cute. I'm going to order a different adapter to make it work. So, I mean, we're going to have that water filter. Like, it's going to happen. It just might not be right now. So we're going to figure it out. But that's the update. This is the end of the vlog. I am shocked that we only have one more day of Vlogmas left. Like, that's mind-blowing. Can't believe we've done 24 vlogs in a row. So that is that. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next one.
Have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Send to me.
Partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me
Sun's back in.
2 calling birds and a partridge in a pear tree.
The 2 turtle doves?
Oh, two turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree.